Well rested from the bye week, the Bills welcome the Los Angeles Chargers to Orchard Park. Before today, the Chargers had only lost by a possession or fewer. Buffalo handed them their worst loss of the season, a 27-17 final to keep their playoff dreams alive and advance to 8-3 on the season. Joining me now in Orchard Park is Thad Brown live. Sure, it wasn't a win, but it didn't necessarily feel that great. What do you think?
Yeah, no, this was not the easiest game to watch in terms of being a Bills fan or even a football fan. Look, the Bills did score 27 points. They had the fun trick play in the first half where Cole Beasley threw a pass to Gabriel Davis for a touchdown. But by and large, this was not a game that we had come to see or come to know from the Bills. This was not a game where Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley were going up and down the field, throwing the ball, scoring lots of points, racking up lots of yards. Diggs had only 39 yards today. That's his lowest total with the Bills. Josh Allen beat his season low by just 3 yards. Cole Beasley almost had more yards passing than he had receiving. The Bills even turned it over on 3 straight possessions in the fourth quarter when the Chargers were begging to be put away. Look, the Bills probably played their C-plus game today, but the good news is it came in a 27-17 win.
It's hard to win this league. We're sitting at 8-3. We put up 27 points against a really good team. That's been in a lot of games. I think they've been in every single one of their games. I think they've lost by 1 possession. So obviously taking care of business and like I said, putting up 27, winning by 10. But again, left a lot out there, and we understand that as an offense, as a group and whole. And a lot of good things that we're gonna watch and gonna come out of this. But after the bye week. Trying to shake some of that rust off, and we gotta be better late in the game.
The want is definitely there. I think we're learning and growing through some of these. We got to do a better job taking care of the football, and then the penalties hurt us. That combined on the offensive side, and then defensively, I thought we did some good things in the last drive, and then the big given 4th and long and the big 2 big passes back to back. So I think again an opportunity for us to learn.
Now, the motto for this Bills team this year was find a way. But when it comes to figuring out that way week to week to week, Deion Dawkins used the analogy to one of the world's most famous Christmas toys. He said, we got to keep turning that Rubik's Cube until we get it right. And I kind of think the Rubik's Cube analogy works pretty well in this game because when you see somebody solve a Rubik's Cube, you know it's happening in front of your eyes, but you really don't know how it happened, and yet the person hands you the all-good Rubik's Cube. That's kind of what this game was like. The Bills came out on top. We're not really quite sure how it happened, but we know it did happen. Alexa, back to you.
Yeah, let's take a look at what the Bills did today. Buffalo turned it over 3 times. They were less than 50% on 3rd down. They gave up 85 yards in penalties, gave up 4 out of 5 4th down conversions. They lost in time of possession, yet they still won by 10. How does that happen? I don't really know. You're right. It's like a Rubik's Cube. But this is a game that I think a lot of people are going to make excuses for. I think the excuses are going to come from they're off the bye. This was Thanksgiving week. There's a lot going on. The Niners, who they play next week, don't have a home. I think that with all of that, people really like to and will make excuses. But we also have to look at the positive things like the run game. 172 yards rushing for the Bills, which was great, and I think you see a lot of confidence come into that. Take a look at what Devin Singletary had to say about that post-game.
Yeah, I think we ran the ball well. I think we took a step forward as far as in the run game. So I think it was pretty balanced. I think it helped us out a lot.
That was big. We go from I think 50-some yards in the first half to 173. Is that what it was? Somewhere thereabouts. In the second half. But I'm proud of the offensive line, the backs, and Coach Stage and the way he handled it.
Zach and Motor carried the ball extremely well. They ran hard. When my number's called, I gotta make some plays too. But our guys did a good job blocking up front. And again, you put the ball in your backs' hands and let them do things, and they were great today.
We know what we could do in the run game. We feel like we could do even better. But we're gonna keep taking it day by day. But I feel like it helps out a lot.
I think we can do even better. I think that's what we need to hang on to, is that there are a lot of things that could have gone a lot better in this game. And when you do go a lot better in these games, things look better moving towards the playoffs. The Bills are 8-3. Ugly wins are still wins, and they're still very much in the race for the division. However, I think that with wins like this, you get exposed. And I think that the Bills kind of were exposed today. and they need to figure that stuff out, especially after Sean McDermott said that they're going to spend the bye week looking at ways to not let games go at the end, and that's exactly what happened. It didn't happen in the third quarter, but it happened in the fourth quarter today. Thad?
Yeah, Alexa, that fourth quarter 3-turnover run really is not the thing that you want to see from a team that's supposed to win division championships, win playoff games, go to Super Bowl. So there's no doubt there's work to be done there. But the one thing that stands out to me is in this game, the Bills had their plan B options play kind of like plan A. You talked about the running game. The defense again stepped up. 3 more sacks, another turnover. A.J. Klein continues to be the designated blitzer, another sack and a half for him. There's a bit of an identity building there with that defense. On top of that, back to the offensive side of the ball, Gabriel Davis gets a start in favor of John Brown, or in place of John Brown, who's on injured reserve, and he comes up with 3 catches. Now, the touchdown catch, look, you could have made it, I could have made it, anybody could have made that one. But the other 2 were big, strong, physical receiver-type plays, which is maybe the one thing this receiving group has lacked to a degree. Stephon Diggs certainly can make some of those. So to see those plan B options step up and help this team get a win, I think it's important because Super Bowl teams don't just win playoff games with that one elite quarterback or that great defense. You got to have different guys, different angles, different avenues to win games, and the Bills show they did have a few extra of those today. Alexa?
Yeah, Josh Allen did not have his best day, to say the least. Only 157 yards passing for him, a touchdown and an interception, but he also did pick up a rushing touchdown to contribute to the run game. Rookie Gabriel Davis, he didn't look like a rookie. Just like you said, he stepped it up in a big way with John Brown out. Those are 3 catches for 79 yards, that touchdown from Cole Beasley. Still fun to watch. I love watching trick plays. You know how I feel about them. But the main attack was on the ground. The Bills rushed for 172 yards. 82 of those came from Devin Singletary alone. Rookie Justin Herbert threw a lot, but only for 1 touchdown. Over 300 yards for him. He was also intercepted by Trey White. He seems to be getting his groove back. 129 all-purpose yards for Austin Eckler. He really kept the Chargers in it today, but the Bills defense, 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and that Trey White interception. It is a positive thing. It is getting better. I think they're trending in the right direction on the defensive side of the ball, but, you know, the things on offense need to be cleaned up.
The one other thing that was good for the Bills today, Tyler Bass made a couple more field goals, the second of which was important because it's a fourth quarter, that's a put-away field goal type play. Imagine if he misses that kick and that shenanigans finish that we had with Anthony Lynn not knowing exactly what to do down by the goal line. That's a whole different situation if the Bills obviously are up by only 7. So Bass, you know, for the second game in a row, very effective and a linchpin part of this victory for the Bills. Bass afterward talked about how much it meant to him to have the coaching staff stick behind him after he struggled early in the year.
It means everything to me. You know, went through some tough times and, you know, they never flinched. They always had my back. And, you know, that's something I'm never going to forget. And that's something that's going to drive me each and every day. But I would say, yeah, I'm starting to get more experience, more comfortable in the situation, just getting just more used to the atmosphere and just trying to be myself. That's all I can do. So
we don't expect nothing else more than what he's capable of doing. And a total outlook on Bass is just a kid that came in, he kept his head down, he worked, and he just trusted the process. And I don't mean to sound like cliche, but that's literally what that kid did. He came in here, he trusted what the coaches and we're teaching him and how we do things here. And, you know, he's consistently climbing.
And Bass isn't exactly a plan B option to win games, but he is a kind of a side dish. I still got Thanksgiving on the brain, I guess. But an important part of the meal the Bills want to cook when it comes to trying to win playoff games. You need to depend on that kicker to be able to make kicks and bail out. You know, Alexa's right. The offense did not play well today, but Bass made enough kicks and put up enough extra points to make sure the Bills had a margin to withstand that Chargers rally at the end. Now, this game could have easily gone a totally different way. Remember, Josh Allen came out of the game for a play in the first half after getting injured. Deion Dawkins, as only Deion Dawkins can, discussed what it was like to see Allen leave the game and then come back and be a big part of why the Bills won in the second half.
It's actually like mind-blowing, like how strong that kid is. Like most quarterbacks, like what it just said, I'm going to just come back and next week I'm going to fix whatever it is and, and keep this thing pushing. But the kid is special, man. And he consistently shows it week in, week out. He's the best athlete, honestly, I've ever been around for his size and for what he does. And, we have an angel on our team, and Josh is that, and he shows it consistently every day.
And as good as Allen has been during the year, the turnover problems did crop up again today. This is the second game in a row where Allen has turned it over twice. It was a fumble and an interception in this game, 2 interceptions against the Cardinals 2 weeks ago. That, for all the things Josh Allen does well, turnovers are one thing he cannot afford. And he understands that and has been working on it, but midseason this year, it has been an issue. So the Bills at 8-3, up a game in the division over the Dolphins. They still retain that lead, and they're probably going to have the tiebreaker. So in very good shape. Look, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't easy. It wasn't great. It wasn't we have the MVP quarterback and we're going to the Super Bowl type win for Bills fans. But as Alexa said at the top of the show, it was a win. That's all that matters. Let's move on to next week. I'm done here in Orchard Park. Please join me on our News 8 Facebook page in a few moments. I'll take questions from you if you want to talk more about this Bills win over the Chargers. Alexa?
Thanks, Thad. The Bills are playing the Niners next week on Monday Night Football, but we do not know where yet. The team's stadium and facility are in Santa Clara County, which currently has a contact sports ban. The Niners are working with the NFL to find another place to play, but your guess is as good as ours. There are just as many questions as we had after today's game. We'll have updates throughout the week on News 8, though, so stay tuned. Until then, thank you so much for watching Bills Game Day Recap. We'll see you next time.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and our apps for both news and weather.